Okay, so this is a tutorial on how to do a clipping mask in PowerPoint and also how to access the layers panel. Okay, and how to make this effect you see here with your text, where I used an image to cut out the letters for the word welcome. So I'm going to go to a different slide. And I'm going to insert a text box. And I'm going to type whatever the phrase is. I'm going to do back to school, just because it's almost time for back to school. And then I need to select a font that's going to be fat enough to sort of show the pattern that's in the image I'm using. So I used a font called Freshman, and you can download this font for free from a website called defont.com, which I'll put in the link below, or I will place a link below the video. But there's all kinds of fat fonts you could find to use for this, but certainly something like this one right here would probably be too thin to really show it off unless that was the look you were going for. So I'm just going to do the Freshman font again, and I'm going to make my my text as big as I want it to be. Let's see, do I want 100? Maybe I do 125. Okay, I like that. You have to decide now that it's exactly the size you want it to be, because you will not be able to change the text once we convert it. It's going to be converted as basically an image. So you won't be able to select the text and change the letters or anything. So make sure that you like the way it looks before you go moving forward. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and I'm going to press Control and Alt at the same time until I see, when I scroll right here and I see the plus sign appear, and I'm going to click and drag a copy of this exact phrase, and I'm going to put it down here at the bottom so I can have that for later. I don't need it right now, but I have it there for later. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to find a shape. It doesn't matter what shape, it just needs to be a shape that will cover the phrase. So I'm going to use just a basic rectangle, and I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to send this to the back because I want my font in the front. And next, I'm going to keep that box selected. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to also select the text. So now I have my text selected that says back to school, and I have this blue rectangle selected, and that's important. They're selected at the same time. I'm going to make sure that I am up here. I go to this tab called Shape Format, which only shows up when I have certain things selected. So I want to go to Shape Format, and I'm going to come over here and find where it says Merge Shapes, and I'm going to hit the drop down. And you want to choose this fragment and click on that. And it's not going to look like much at first because we got to go in now and delete what we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and delete or click on the background and press the delete button. And then I'm just going to get rid of the insides of the letters that I no longer need. Okay, and then what you'll see is these are all individual, basically individual images. So this is no longer the letter B, it's just an image of a B. And I still don't have the pattern in here yet. So the next thing I need to do is I need to insert the picture. And I just did a basic Google search, and I found this little pattern that I liked, and it really can be anything, any image. And I'm going to resize it so it's a little bit smaller. And I'm also going to send this to the back just so I can see the image of my words in front. Now this part's kind of important. You want to make sure, because we're going to be selecting everything again. So you want to make sure that you select, if I don't have anything selected right now, the first thing you need to have selected, and it has to be selected in a correct order or you'll run into problems, you need to select the image first. After you select the image, you're going to hold down Shift and you're going to select each of the letters. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go up to Shape Format, Merge Shapes, Fragment. And at first it's not going to look like much, but just like we did with that blue rectangle, this time we are going to get rid of the pieces we don't need the same way. So I just like to click off, and then I'm going to click in the background where the letter's not on a letter, and delete the background. And I know that there's a space in the B here and down there in the A. Oops. Making sure that I select the right thing and delete the correct thing. There's these two parts of the O's. And there I have my clipping mask on this font. But if you want to get the effect like I did here, where I have this sort of off-centered outline, that's why I created this extra text right here to show you how to do that. Oops, don't want to do that. Okay, so if you want that sort of off-center outline, this is what you should do. You want to make sure you're on your Home tab over here, and you're going to go over here to find the drawing part, and then up where it says Arrange, you want to click the down arrow. Scroll over and click on Selection Pane. And this is just going to help us to select when we start placing this on top, if we need to go back and forth between things or get rid of something just so it's not in our way. We can, I can get rid of that picture so it doesn't distract me, and then later on go turn it back on. This is just a way to get to your layers. Okay. So this is still a font, so I can select my original font here. This is that original extra copy we put in here. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to right click on it, and I need to find here where it says Format Text Effects. I click on that, and it's going to bring up this over here. And what I'm looking for is this little thing right here that says Text Fill and Outline. When I click that, I'm going to choose No Fill, and it's going to look like it disappeared, but you want the text outline, so it's a solid line. And this is where you can, of course, play with the color of the outline, and I like to make it a little thicker. And I thought for back to school it might be cute to take and put a dash type instead of a solid line. And then I just come over here and I just kind of place it a little off center. Let's see if I like that. I'm just using my arrow keys to move it around. And there we go. And that is how to achieve that look. Here is another version I did of my name, and I was really just playing around with the word hello. But this is a different font. Another thing you can do if you don't want your outline to be off center and you want it exactly on each letter lined up perfect, you can just go ahead and do click on each of these letters and select them all at the same time. I'm holding down Shift and come up here to we're under Picture Format, under Drawing. This is for the outline, the shape outline, and it's the same idea, but this way you would not be able to off-center it, but actually maybe I'll make that a little thicker. And you can also do the dashes if you want to. So it's really just preference, but that's how you can play with it. And then I guess I would just get rid of that. I personally like the off-center one, but okay, that's how to do the clipping mask, how to get to your selection pane or for your layers, and I think that's it. Thanks for watching.